I don't know, and like everyone keeps asking me. I don't know. Don't ask me. People want me to do greater and bigger things. I just don't want to. I'm like tired. I'm burnt out. Hi guys, my name's Sabrina. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about college. Welcome to another sleepover night. I know usually I'm like not dressed up for these kind of videos, but I just got done with a long day and I wanted to talk a little bit, just kind of like informally, because this has been on my mind for a really long time. The title obviously is, Do I Regret Going to College? So let's just talk about me a little bit. I go to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I am a biology major. The reason I wanted to go into biology is because I really enjoyed, in high school, I really enjoyed taking AP Bio. I was great at it. I got a 4 on the exam. I took anatomy and sports medicine. We dissected cats, we dissected eyeballs, hearts, brains. And I like really enjoyed learning about all of the muscles and like everything about the body and like how bones break, what they look like in x-rays. All of that just like fascinated me. And in high school I was really into medical shows like House and Grey's Anatomy. So obviously you can see where I'm going with this. I wanted to become a doctor. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to be like a typical Filipino. I'm like different. I want to be a doctor. I was really passionate about it at first. And then I went to college and the intro classes were okay, but then things started getting harder. I struggled a lot with chemistry, even just the intro chemistry classes. Like maybe it's because the professors at UNLV, no shade, but well, kind of shade. The professors at UNLV are hit or miss. They're either like really great or really, really bad. My first ever chemistry class I had to take, we had a professor that was on tenure, so he didn't give a shit. He didn't care about us at all. All he did was sit there and read the PowerPoint, and we basically learned nothing, and at the end, everyone had such bad grades that he just curved it really big. I think that's like a trend for, sorry, my eyelashes are like falling. I think that's like a trend for a lot of STEM classes, for all students get a really low grade and then like the average of the class is like a 50 and at the end everyone gets like A's, B's, and C's. So I was feeling really discouraged by my low grades in my classes, especially when I had to take organic chemistry, because if you've taken organic chemistry, you know how it is. It's terrible. Everyone in that class gets a raw score of like a 50. I passed both of my OChem classes with a C, luckily, and I didn't have to retake them. To get into med school, you kind of need to have good grades to do it, so I was just getting really discouraged, and then I looked around, and all of the students around me were like, oh, I'm working in this research lab, oh, I'm working in this lab, oh, I'm following this doctor at this nurse, or I'm shadowing this surgeon. Did I just say this doctor at this nurse? This doctor at this hospital. So I was like, damn, I'm like not doing any of that. Suddenly now, instead of med school and being a doctor being a dream, now I had to make that a reality, and I just like realized, damn, this is like a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do it. And that's just my character. I realized how much work had to be put in to be a doctor, and I saw the reality of having to put myself in debt, and on top of 4 years of college, there's like another 6 or 8 years of med school. It's just like a lot. It's, I realize it's something I don't want to do. I was in like my 2nd year of college when I realized I didn't want to be a doctor anymore, but I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And now I'm in my 3rd year of college. I still don't know what I want to do. I didn't want to change my major because I had already invested how many whatever semesters worth of tuition, and I already have this many credits, and if I change my degree to something that doesn't relate to biology at all, I have to start all over. Like, and I didn't want to do that. Like, I'm miserable. I'm miserable. Literally, genuinely, I'm so miserable in college. So there is a small part of me that regrets it, just because I hate it here and I still don't know what I want to do. But there's also a part of me that's grateful that I have the privilege to go to college like this, and I'm very, very grateful that I have the opportunity to get an education without going into a lot of debt. I haven't taken out any school loans yet, and it's because my parents are paying for my college, and I'm so grateful for that, and I would never ever take that for granted. And like, I don't want to keep wasting their money. I don't want to put myself into debt for a degree I might maybe want to get. Other than that, like, I love biology. I love science so much. It's like so interesting. But I just don't know what other careers I could get with a bachelor's in biology, because a lot of like science-y jobs, you know, you need like a master's or a PhD or a doctorate, and I don't want to go to school anymore. I want to go back and think back to when I was 18. I was so passionate about this. I think I was passionate about it because being a student is the only thing I've ever known my entire life. I didn't have a job in high school. I focused on being a student, so I could get good grades and get into a good college. Now it's like, I don't know what my identity is. As a kid or a teenager, I didn't really have any special interests. Like, I wasn't in any sports. I was like, well, I like playing the Wii. I like playing my DS. I like watching TV. I like eating. I like watching YouTube. That's why I do YouTube now, but like, it's a very small chance I'll even ever make a career out of this. It's just like for fun. College just felt like the natural step to go into, and that's what everyone expected of me, because I was like such a good student. Oh my god, her grades are so high, her GPA is so high, she has to go to college. People want me to do greater and bigger things. I just don't want to. I'm like tired. I'm burnt out. I've been going to school every day for all of my life. I just want a break. And I think the point when I realized like I have autonomy, like I can make my own decisions. No one is forcing me to go to school. It's my decision to be here. And suddenly I was like, I could just skip classes if I wanted to. I don't have to study for this test right now if I don't want to. I could just scroll on TikTok all day if I wanted to. And that's what ruined me. Was when I realized like, I'm an adult now. I have to make my own decisions, and then my parents can't force me to go to school or pick my career for me. It has to be my decision. And I realized like, oh my god, I was just following everyone's expectations of me, and I wasn't actually thinking for myself. So I've been having an identity crisis, and I think it's like, it's really sad. Kids who are 18 were children all their lives. They've been told what to do, and now suddenly they're an adult. They have to make a huge decision on what their career is in like less than a year. We're not even given a lot of time and to decide what we want to invest our life into. The whole thing of, oh, your brain isn't fully developed yet. Like, yeah, I've changed so much over just the past 2 years. It's crazy. It's crazy that I have to make a decision about my life, such an important decision about my life. I have to burp. People have to decide to put themselves into thousands of dollars of debt into something that they think they want. Like, maybe people change their mind and it's like already too late. When you go to college and your major is undecided, people look down on you for that. I don't know why. It's like, oh, why are you going to college if you don't know what you want to do? And it's like, well, it's what's expected. People think the automatic step from high school is to go into college. So yes, I regret going to college a little bit. I wish I had taken a gap year, but even taking a gap year, some people look down on that. But like, I wish I had spent some time in just working a minimum wage job and like trying to figure out my life before making such a big commitment. I think it's probably just maybe a me problem. That I'm like bad with commitment. I have a really hard time sticking with things if I'm not immediately good at it. Gifted child check. Ooh. After I realized I didn't want to be a doctor anymore, I was like, okay, well, I still like science. Maybe I'll just get my master's degree. And I'm pretty sure I made that, I thought about that because I didn't want to start working. I just wanted to keep going to school because that's all I knew. Then I realized I would have to be in school for 2 more years after I graduate, and that I just didn't want to do that anymore. I'm so tired. I wouldn't be making money in graduate school, and if I'm really not passionate about going to graduate school, I shouldn't be doing it. Oh, I wanted to get my master's degree because I still wanted to do research in biology. or ecology, somewhere in the science field. And then I went into a period of just not knowing what to do at all. I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna think about it, I don't care. So then I was like, well, maybe I could do YouTube full time, but then I realized I don't really have the personality to do it. Like, I feel like I'm really boring, I'm not really fun to listen to, you know? So then I was like, oh, well, maybe I could be a tattoo artist or a piercer, because I really like body modifications, and I'm not great at art, so probably not a tattoo artist, but I could be a piercer. I like having piercings. I think it would be cool if I could give piercings to other people. And that was like a week ago. And now this week I realized, oh my god, I could be an EMT. You know, the people who go in ambulances and respond to 911 calls and whatever. I would work under the supervision of a paramedic. I wouldn't have to make all the decisions, but I could do CPR, I could check people, I could check for cuts and treat them if need to, and transport them to the hospital. That'd be fun. I thought about this like today. I'm in the first semester of my third year, so I have another whole year to think about it. It's just a lot, and it's really tiring, and I'm like kind of upset that younger me didn't think it through. But at the same time, it's like I was so naive and young. I didn't really know what I was getting into, because I didn't know anything about school. I'm the firstborn of my family. No one told me what it would be like. None of my cousins that I talked to had gone into biology and gotten a biology degree. I think that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about. This was like a lot of babbling and complaining, but that's all I do. All I do is complain. So if you feel the same way, if you feel the same pressures, leave it in the comments. Talk to me about it. So yeah, my advice would maybe be do what you think is best, but if you're unsure, don't commit to anything. Like, just take a gap year. I promise taking a gap year is not a big of a deal. Sometimes you need that break in between high school and college if you plan on going to college. Like, it's not a shameful thing to do, because I really, really wish I took a gap year just to like figure myself out. But I don't know, and like everyone keeps asking me. I don't know. Don't ask me. If you know me in real life, don't ask me what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to think about it anymore. And also, if you are planning to go to college, go to a community college first, because it's cheaper that way. I promise you, transitioning from community college to university isn't a big deal. It's not. You will have the exact same experience in a community college for cheaper. Follow me on Instagram at sab.grey and Twitter at sabgdrey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.